Hey guys, good morning, how you doing? We have bank holiday today in Austria. The weather is amazing. My cornflowers are growing, my poppies are beginning to bloom and blossom. I can collect seeds as soon as the flower has stopped blossoming, and I will just cut it off and then put the seeds away later as soon as they fell down to the floor or the plate or whatever, wherever it's laying. And I thought I would be playing today a little with the bowl, just because I want to share the space today and share the gratitude prayer for my best health, and I have more energy again, and I made it out of this fever bubble, which was necessary for my body to heal deeply and rejuvenate and have energy. And I feel indeed a little bit as if I had been on a little retreat, basically, or like we call it Reha in Austria. You just go there, you do all the healthy food, all the physical therapy, all the good stuff for your best health. And I feel like as if I had been away a little bit, because I've been so subconscious because of the fever, and like been very concentrated the year before on mindfulness. So it was a big shift, a big switch, not very easy, but I made it, and I am expressing my gratitude with the sound and with my affirmation of health and well-being for this year and every year. And it's just a little practice. I just connect to the feeling of gratitude, and then I played a little bowl, and that is just my happiness expressed about not having fever again, just having a mild cold, and just feeling the strength coming back in, and so blessed and so happy that summer is back and that I will be moving, and that I'm very, 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 very blessed for being able to start again anew on a new in a new home, in a new area, in a more health surrounding. And so just wanted to put that into music, and as well as little share with you, so you can do that too. Sometimes you feel grateful and you don't know how to express it. I know it, like you have this feeling of gratitude because somebody helped you immensely and didn't really get it, or they don't trust it. So you can just for yourself express that in a song, or with your favorite playlist, or write in your gratitude journal, or like write them a little letter of gratitude, because sometimes written is better, or sometimes you just dance it out, or maybe you treat yourself for the happiness. Sometimes people cannot receive the gratitude you expressing because they are not seeing it, or maybe they just felt like they have to, but their grown-up behavior was helping you immensely. Like for example, if you're building a house, somebody showing up for you and it helps you with insurances, and you just know it's handled and it's in good hands, and you can like on your to-do list is done, you feel very happy. And like sometimes you don't know how to say that, and like that is very helpful to just express it to yourself, and the other person cannot always receive the gratitude. That's what I know. Like I've witnessed it myself. Like I've been helping other people, and I was not in the mood for gratitude because I would just do it anyways. For me, I do it because of faith too, just do it sometimes for my own being, because I know it's right, and my bad mood will not win, and I'm not just overworked and not responsible, because my life is busy. Like I'm trying to have a balance, and like if it's urgent or people need really, if I have like, because I've started, if I know the answer quite fast, I feel a little bit prone to feeling responsible, and then I will not take on everything a bit, but like I would just um always not always wanting the gratitude either, because if they would not be grateful, it would be easier to ignore the next one. So just saying, that that is just an adult human is definitely different for a kid that wants to help, which can be true. Like the child in me loves helping others out, and I'm definitely somebody who shares and cares, and but like the grown up in me is nearly 40 and tired of volunteering and all this stuff. So it's a little bit different with the Reiki people because it is a spiritual affirmation. The gratitude is not so much my own work. That's so I think that is a beautiful form of saying thank you. Because I Reiki or like spiritual tribe can probably receive that better because they also make money with showing up, so they have their work also acknowledged, as well as it's also their practice to show up, so they feel like they will put that on their gratitude list and it benefits their whole journey and like spiritual journey. And so, but yeah, my mom never wants gratitude for stuff that she feels forced to do, so it's a little bit hard to give to her or like say thank you to her in an authentic way, even though I felt it lots of time also as a teenager, but she would not want to have it, so I stopped. And then she was complaining, and so that's toxic behavior. But yeah, you can still say thank you, and then just write it in your journal and express your gratitude and your happiness about having received God sent help. Just receive it that way. Like maybe God sent this on your path, and you can just receive it with an open heart and gratefulness. And just in case that somebody ever is in need, you might just do the same to them. That's what I would say is probably true for most adults. If you would show up, like if somebody gets lost on a hiking trail and you just maybe witness them lost, and you might just quickly check in, are they safe, and if they are, it's fine, and if they are not, maybe try to give them your map or like call the like there are people for the mountain responsible, so they can maybe help them find back, so you don't actually need to take care of strangers, but you can give them maybe hotline for a local agency, or if you know the path, if you don't mind it, you can just guide them, or maybe you're on another tour, like you can be on for other trail, like they can be far, so there's not much you can learn it, but sometimes just being aware and mindful is enough. So yeah, it's enough just not have the intention of exploitation and people show up. Like I've had that a lot in my life because I've been single for so long. I do need sometimes other people's help. They are strangers. And like, do you experience all the stuff with people, especially with those close to you? Because if you ask more than 3 times for support, they are getting very mean because they feel exploited because you don't have your own family who works together and cannot help yourself. And then you end up asking other people who are not so close to you, also your birth family, and then that doesn't end very well, and the relationship is fucked up too. So that's a little hard lesson, but it's just you just learn it, and you need to figure it out anyways. And like I know, also we have lots of communities on Facebook where people are helping each other out, and like they just show up, and also we have an NGO that where you can be part of, you can network with them, like just those are safe people. If you need help, that would be amazing. And uh, getting to know people who are helpers by nature, you know, who show up, who listen, who get it, and who even make money with it, because it's sometimes easier giving money to people. Like I would personally rather pay a driver for my moving stuff um, than ask my parents at the moment, because I don't feel good about it at all, because it's all messed up, because I've been ill and they feel like overwhelmed, but just being a little bit more careful and attentive, and like just maybe sharing a meal or two with me, which they didn't. And so yeah, um, I would rather look on all the Facebook pages, because there are people who have the car buses, and sometimes it's not a huge thing, but they contribute to the organization. Like there is an organization that I forgot the name of in Corinthia, where you get tokens for helping others, and then you can exchange that for tokens where others help you again. So if you do that more, you get more into it. But like I've heard from people that they used they went on vacation with the tokens. I once did for a lady make cookies, which went terribly wrong, but I hope they tasted well. But it was a little bit tricky, because cookies is because I've never made those with her ingredients and with her recipe. So it's a little bit tricky for the first round. But she was not complaining. She was very friendly, and she actually did not like, I did not get a bad rating or anything. So I just thought I will be volunteering because I was not working. I was a little bit interacting. And I thought it's a good idea. And she said she was on holiday with that stuff. They get lower prices sometimes. So there's just normal sharing and exchanging with or without money. I don't know 100%. Like I have no idea. But like just getting into, if you are a home worker, or like if you are like me, about to move on your own and you don't know how to handle it, when you're in crisis with your family, for example, and they will not show up, and you don't want to ask acquaintances for help again, which also goes wrong sometimes, it's easier to ask those people who are already, yeah, in the like normal, also have those experiences and they get it. Or like you just give them a voucher and they have a free Reiki session if they want to, you know what I mean, just exchange for later. Or maybe give them a little money, or like if you have a company, just give them a voucher. Or like, I don't know, there's so much stuff that all of us have that other people might want or need. Like, or maybe I could bake 3 great cakes for the next year for his family, so he would not have to, like, probably my own recipe though. I would probably ask for that, because that's easier. Like I make something that I've already made, and then find the agreement, because I'm a really good baker, and I'm not a lover of decoration. So but I would just make him a normal, like, you don't need to show your excellence to somebody who is just helping you out, but like just give them exchange for their help in a way that is never, nobody's cup is gonna be empty in that way. Like for me, for example, like just packing my stuff and throwing it into a car and leaving is not very much effort for someone maybe who already needs, for example, tokens. Like I could ask that, and like I could check for people on Facebook that would do that. Or like we have an NGO who is currently food sharing stuff. They know this tribe, this kind of people who are not so much about the money system, who also might not make a million a week, so have a little bit more understanding, who might know someone who could drive a car from here to there. And like it is easier for me to ask on those ways, on those paths. I obviously would love just to click a button and have moved and all, but it's easier because those people, they have this mindset of volunteering, that also they are definitely mindful about not getting exploited. That's also that's what you will normally start to do if you've volunteered twice. Boundaries and time and investment of energy in all ways needs boundaries, because people sometimes forget that they should have them, and like that's super normal. So it is definitely rude, but it's not forbidden. Like it's a normal human trait in a way. Like they just they are not to help us, they just want the stuff finished, and then they might be bossy and all. So that's not really a tribe to help a lot. If you can help those people who tend to give back to you and remind you where your boundaries are supposed to be. And if you want, you can just pay somebody else like that is just fine. You can normally register that for you, and they have to register it for them, but you would probably need the address and all if that's just a little service. You can also just as I said, like just give them a voucher, which is always fine. Like just ask them for their favorite shop, and then you give them a voucher of your choice, because they cannot really make money with services easily if they have not, because volunteering is allowed, but like if they are, instead they need to be registered. So but you could give them a voucher. I think that would just be a gift, and that I don't think that they need to do any specific with that. So I don't know 100%, but I think you never know with strangers. I just once I gifted a really old motorbike from my grandma. I was not driving anymore, and like they wanted my signature and my, just all of a sudden for €1 that I did not receive, let me sign that so they can sell the motorbike again. Which was super weird, and which I would not do ever again, because I'm gifting them and they are abusing my signature. Just it does just represent, I know, like that's my country, but and I see it just represent that it's sold for €1, so they can resell, and I don't I they don't look like they would just fake that that's working. Like she said, like he fixes lots of bikes, like they work in her perception. Like I just trusted her that they will not sell garbage, but like just yeah, I would certainly not support that again. But I was younger and I was prone to say yes a lot in my life. So but you learn, like better late than never. So I would not sign anything again, so I would just not. But yeah, and it's working. I found help when I really needed it, but also I postponed lots of stuff for later, because it's hard to find help sometimes, or ask for help is sometimes hard. So also like my grandma who lived alone for really long, she can sing a long song about not receiving help at the right time, and like waiting for really long for like stuff in her garden where she needed urgent help, which was ignored, and like or like with wood stuff, or like sometimes cleaning, or like sometimes just proper windows, because my grandma also, she is always a little bit winter depressed. So like I get that, because also I need a nice home, for example, sometimes if I have a low or so. And then yeah, she turned out to have like an accident once because she was not waiting long enough, and it did always take like few weeks even before like somebody helped. And I also did not show up a lot because I was not asked, and I was happy because I was filled up to the core with lots of work in school, and like just sleeping and just functioning. So I did not really have energy to help other people, and that's true for many of us, sadly. But it is hard, and it is getting just harder to ask help. So people sometimes stop, which makes them feel a little bit more vulnerable towards people who are having easier life. Like for example, they don't have a garden, they don't need constant help with whatever. Like, and it's a little hard to always ask people who don't want to help you. And so if I would have been her, I would just have asked maybe for like somebody paid to help her for a few hours, because she probably could have invested in it, but I don't think that was the mindset back then. But maybe yeah, and like she sometimes asks other people too, if she knows it's not a regular thing. I know she has people in her area who show up for her. For example, if there was once this the heater was not working, and that was fixed quite quickly. I think the heater, but I don't know 100% no. So it's just, if you can just buy the help, ask someone who is open, and we have the internet to connect. So for my grandma's generation, it was just a yellow book with lots of rare numbers. Ooh, so it was a little bit harder to organize. But asking for help is not nice, and I also don't want to be asking, but I will have to. So I'm a little bit postponing now, but life needs to move on, and it will. So guys, thanks for sitting with me. I have enjoyed this short conversation. Go on, do you, and ask for support and receive your gratitude and theirs if you can. And do your gratitude list. That's very helpful. Okay, bye.